the color wheel, and I've always discarded it, and I didn't know it had black and white in it and all the mixtures. But today we're adding black to all the colors that I have. So there's the palette. Okay, I have black in these wells just so I don't contaminate the black. And there's some red, there's yellow, blue, green, orange, and some umber. That's what we're going to use to make this painting. After mixing it, that's what the yellow looks like, that's what the red looks like, that's what the blue looks like, that's what the green looks like, and so. So let's get with it. Everything has a little bit of black in there, even the blue. So just coming across the sky here. Now, some of these colors in here might not be as dark as you expected, and it's most likely because of the color mixture or it's watered down. Okay? I promise you, everything is mixed with black in here. So, taking this brush here, I believe this is the umber mixed with black. Could be wrong, it could be the yellow mixed with black. And, okay, yeah. Now I'm getting the umber, right? This is a very interesting thing. Now, part of the wells that I had mixed all these colors in with black, and I did put a lot of black in these wells with the other colors. But I also used the spray bottle to make sure that it was wet. Everything came from the tube. That is black right there, what I just put up. This is straight black. And I used straight black a few times here. And you'll see it. Anyways, so some of the pigments were watered down because I put the spray bottle to mist the wells and also to kind of activate some of the paint. So I'm getting an umber here, okay? But it does have black in it, I promise you. You try this at home if you don't believe me. Every color in here has black in it. You see that sky, that blue sky up there? It's got black in it. I was using a cobalt blue with a little bit of black and orange with a little bit of black. So here I'm doing these trees, okay? Now, with the black and the green, I got olive green, a more olive green. But I also got, with the black and the yellow, I got a lighter green. And that's what that is. So I sped up this part just a little bit so you wouldn't have to see it all, But this is very interesting. And I did separate the trees here only to show how I was doing this. And, I wasn't putting on big globs of paint. So now this here is the black and the blue. And, the blue is more of a cooler color. But yeah, putting the spray bottle over these wells. Sometimes I was grabbing more of the wet mixtures than I was of the less wet mixtures in those wells. So that's where the difference goes with the thickness of the pigment. So here, that's straight black coming down. Okay. I know it's faded there, but this is the whole idea, right? I was skeptical. I was very skeptical about can I make a painting with black, mixing black with all of the colors that I'm going to use. Now that's the umber with the black, right? So it's basically a darker umber, but depending on how much, the ratio that you put in there is what you're going to get. And the water dilution is what you're going to see. In other words, it'll be more faded looking. I have a ton of black paint laying around, and this is black with the red. It gives it a burgundy color. But I have a ton of black watercolor paint laying around because I've never used it. I've rarely used it. So I got a ton of it, and I was like, well, can I actually do anything with this black? Can I make it work? So the darker green right there, and that is green mixed with black. I figured, okay, let's just put something in front of this here, in front of the shape. This is a very, very cool exercise, experimentation, whatever you want to call it. There is no white in this video, so this is the orange with a little bit of black in there. And then I'm kind of going back and forth here. But yeah, the purest watercolor artists are against white for the most part, right? But you don't never hear anybody really talking about black. And I was looking it up, and some people say, well, black is a color, and other people are saying, black is not really a color. So here I am, stippling it on there. I'm putting my darkest green mix, and then I'm coming over it with the lighter color green mix. Both from two different colors, primary colors, mixed with black. And then this is the blue and the black. And I'm just going to put a little bit here and there. And I'm leaving the holes, the sky holes in there for the tree. Right? Okay. But it's very interesting. When we talk about black and we talk about white, especially in watercolor, so I want to kind of explore this. So this is the umber with the black in it. And Now this is, I believe this is either the blue or the darker, the green. The regular green with the black. Now, see how I left those trees open because I wanted to, the trees right there, I didn't want to pile them all together because I didn't want to mix everything all together like I normally do. So, now I'm bringing it down here, and we're going to put a little bitty piece of water here. Okay. And, you know, I didn't go to art school or anything. The only art school I went to is on YouTube here. And by watching a lot of documentaries and stuff. So, here I took the fan brush and I wetted it down so I can kind of clear the paint a little bit there. And when you got a brush, you can use all different parts of the brush, even you know, the end of the brush that you hold. You can use that for scraping. And in this case, I was doing that. You could do that as long as the paint's wet. Kind of give it a bark effect. Now, in some branches, I'm looking for texture here, but I'm also looking at the colors. Okay, so now I stuck my fan brush in a part of the well that was very wet. This is multimedia paper, so the teeth and the granulation on here are very minimal. Very minimal. Okay. But it's holding up well, this paper holds up very well. So I'm coming back to here. I think it's really good to, experiment. I mean, we all do, but so I'm coming across here, I'm like, okay, I want some kind of reflection in this body of water right here. So I'm going to come across, we come down, we come across. This is the darker green. This is the green mixed with black, which is more of the olive color. And sometimes I'll get a little bit more black on the brush because of the way I mixed it in the wells. And I come across with some of the lighter green, which is the black and the yellow. Black and yellow should be brown, but it just depends on how much you put in there, right? So anyways, I'm coming across here with a variety of brushes because some of them I wanted to, dry brush, and others I didn't want to contaminate with other colors, and just being a little picky there, that's all. So I'm coming across here and trying to create a little brush line, a little line of bushes there by the tree. So I grabbed my card, and what better to do than to create the edge of a body of water and putting a few rocks in there, right? And then I come across here, kind of give it some ripples and that. And this was an experiment for me. And I had a great time doing this. A really good time. So down here, okay, the complementary colors, you got your red with your green. Those are complementary, right? And then just kind of pushing in a little green on top and such like that. This is, just throwing in ideas. I had a really good time doing this. I just wanted to try it. That's all. I just wanted to try it. And I recorded it. So now, and yeah, that sky actually has some black in it, believe it or not. I mean, you've seen the well, you've seen my palette. It's just how watered down it is, and etc. Same with the greens and everything. So I don't know where my scraping card went to, so I had this palette knife, plastic palette knife, and I put up a fence. Hey guys, thank you for viewing, and please subscribe and like and share and comment. I hope you have a wonderful day. I enjoy painting so much, and I hope that you enjoy and get something out of my videos, my paintings. Thank you. Wishing you a good, wonderful, peaceful day, evening, morning, and night, wherever you are. Let me put in a few more little rocks there. This was such a fun thing to do. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Sincerely yours, John.